Hello my dear students, myself Dr. Nilesh Kumar Gupta. I am working as a professor at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College in ECE department. And I will teach you about the digital signal processing. So today my lecture number is 31 and my lecture title is Multi-Rate Digital Signal Processing Part 3. Initially I covered all the basics of multi-rate digital signal processing. What are the advantages, what are the examples, what are the main process of multi-digital signal processing, how you understand that you are decreasing or increasing your sampling rate, okay, in your applications. And this title is under the AKTU code KEC 503. The subject name is what? Digital signal processing. Okay. So we will see here digital signal processing, but it is multi-rate. It means you have to process your signal, you have to communicate your signal at different sampling rates, at multiple sampling rates. That's why we are calling multi-rate digital signal processing. Now, in some applications, sampling rate conversion. Now, you have to understand about the sampling rate conversion, because you are increasing and decreasing the sampling rate. So how you convert? Because conversion, you have to do the conversion. Then this multi-rate digital signal processing will be possible. Otherwise, you cannot. So sampling rate conversion क्या होता है? So in some applications, sampling rate conversion by a non-integer factor may be required. Sometimes you require. Like example, if we take the example, for transferring the data from a compact disc at a rate of 44.5 kilohertz to a digital audio tape of 48 kilohertz. Okay, so you have to transfer the data from this 44.1 to 48 kilohertz. Now sampling rate conversion factor will be what? 48 upon 44.1, and this will be non-integer value. So if non-integer value is there, so sampling rate conversion you required. So in this type of examples, you have to require this condition also. So you have to take care this condition is also there. So sampling rate conversion by a factor of I upon D. Then you have to apply some factor. It means I upon D means interpolation and decimation. You have to combine both. Then you have to balance that. So by a factor of I upon D can be achieved by first performing the interpolation, then decimation. So at first you have to perform interpolation by a factor of I, and after that you have to perform the decimation by a factor of D, I upon D. And if you have to apply in one system interpolation decimation, so you have to use the system for decimation interpolation for both. And generally we call, if the two systems you are connected collectively, so you require the cascade configuration. So what, for that type of condition you require the cascade configuration. That's why I am writing it consists of cascade configuration of interpolator and decimator, and some filters that I told in my previous lecture. You have to use the filter during the interpolation and decimation. So in interpolation I told you anti-imaging filter. Anti-imaging filter, it means you have to remove the unwanted images that is produced during the upsampling. Okay, like we are representing here HUZ, and the anti-aliasing filter for the decimation. Okay, HDZ. Okay, anti-aliasing, it means to avoid the aliasing here. Okay, at the sampling rate, hence can be replaced by a simple low pass filter with function of H of Z. So this anti-imaging filter and anti-aliasing filter you can use under the decimation and interpolation for removing or for avoiding the unwanted images and unwanted sampling signal, or avoid the aliasing. Okay, you know the aliasing. Now, fractional sampling rate alteration, what is that? If the sampling rate is to be converted by a factor of m upon L. Now, m and L, these are also the factor that you can chosen during the decimation and interpolation. Then both the samples, upsampler and downsampler, are to be used in series such that T dash upon T is equal to m upon L. Okay. T dash, it means sampling time. If sampling frequency and sampling time interval both are inversely proportional, if I am writing T dash upon T is equal to m upon L, so f dash upon f is equal to what will be L by m, obviously. T dash means new sampling time. Okay, after the you are changing the sampling rate. Similarly, and T is original time interval. Similarly, f dash is new sampling rate. Okay, L by m into f means this is the your original sampling rate. Okay, so by this alteration you can take the fractional sampling rate here. So as to obtain the fractional sampling rate, first sampling rate is increased by L. So L is under the interpolation and it is decreased by m. So if you connect the interpolation decimation in cascade, so at first you have to interpolate your signal, you have to upsample your signal, and after the interpolation you have to decimate your signal. So if you are interpolating your signal by the amount of capital L and you are decrease or decimated your signal by capital M, then L by M, yeah, M by L factor you can use here. T, it means sampling time interval, F means sampling rate frequency, T dash means after the process your new sampling time interval, F dash means your frequency, sampling frequency after the process. So it means interpolation precedes the decimation. So at first you have to do interpolation or upsampler. After that you have to do downsampling or downsampling, decimation. Now this is the block diagram of cascade connection of I and D, how you arrange in the system. Okay, simultaneously your interpolator and decimator. So this is your interpolator. Okay, like upsampler and filter, and this is your decimator, it means filter and downsampler. Because combinedly this is known as interpolator and combinedly this is known as decimator. So at first you are giving your input signal here, it will go to the decimator by amount of L, you are decimating signal here. Then H1K, this is the your filter, okay, anti imaging filter, because this is interpolator, to avoid the unwanted images during the upsampling, because whenever you are increasing the sampling rate, so some unwanted videos and threshold level will be there. So avoid those videos, you are using the anti-imaging filter here. Now after that, this output will go to the next device, that is decimator, consisting of the filter, anti-aliasing filter and decimator. And here you are decimating your signal by amount of M. Here you are interpolating your signal by amount of L. So here your sampling frequency will be L into F, because you are increasing the frequency. Your initial frequency F, now your frequency will be L times increase. But here your frequencies are decreased. So it will be L time L into F, but by the M factor it is decreased. So your new frequency will be L upon M into F. So your new frequency F dash is equal to L by M into F. Here H1K and H2K can be combined into one and composite filter of H of N. So okay, so in cascade connection I and D, you can use interpolator and decimator here, and H1K and H2K are the two filters we are using here, like as a anti-imaging filter and as a anti-aliasing filter in DC. And you have to combine these two filters also into one of composite filter of the impulse response of H of n also. Now, so multi-stage implementation also will be there. So that was single stage. Okay, you are using the interpolation or decimation, or you are combining interpolator and decimator. But multi-stage, because you know, like in amplifiers. So if you use single amplifier, so only you will get the gain of 10, 20, that is having that amplifier. But you require 100,000 gain. So you have to connect your amplifier in cascade configuration or multi-stage configuration. Multi-stage you can say. So that will be in different configurations. So in multi-stage, your efficiency, your capacity, all will increase. So that's why multi-stage implementation of sampling rate conversion is also possible, and that is applicable in several places. Okay. So like stage 1, this is your stage 1, this is stage 2, similarly stage 3, stage 4 up to the stage J. And you are designing a system of multi-stages here. So this is the multi-stage implementation. It means you are using the multi-stages of sampling rate conversion, and you will get the more benefit here. You will get the more improved efficiency and capacity of the system. So that is also title of single stage and multi-stage. So that you should understand from this example. Now, if the sampling rate alteration system designed as a cascade system. Cascade means the output of the first stage will go to the input to the next stage. Second stage you can. Similarly, the output of second stage will go the input to the third stage. That is the cascade. Or in simply you can also say it is in series combination. So if the sampling rate alteration system is designed as a cascade system, okay, so computational efficiency is improved significantly. The reason for that, because multi-stage system, if you require, then it will use the less computation. Storage space will be less. Filter design problem will be simple, because you have to connect the same single stages it several times, and you can design the large system with greater efficiency, with greater capacity. The finite word length effects you can say are less. So these are the advantages of multi-stage system or cascade system if you are using here for the simple sampling rate alteration system. Demerits or limitation of the system are that proper controlling you require here. Okay, and proper value of factors under the sampling rate alteration, I, D and so on. You have to chosen carefully here. Okay, this is the limitation. Now application of MDSP. So what are the application of multi-rate digital signal processing? In designing of phase shifters, interfacing of digital system with different sampling rates, implementation of narrow band low pass filter, implementation of filter banks, okay, sub band coding of speech signal, QMF, quadrature mirror filters, transmultiplexer, and oversampling A to D and D to A conversion. So these are the applications. Okay, these are the some application, and so on. You can use the multi-rate digital signal processing. These are the some examples of application of multi-rate digital signal processing. Now, sub-band coding of speech signals. What is the meaning of this? A variety of techniques have been developed to efficiently represent the speech signal in digital form for either transmission or storage. So a variety of techniques you can are available, you can develop, okay, for the speech signal representing efficiently, okay, in the form of either transmission or storage. Since most of the speech energy is contained in the lower frequency, you know, because our signal, our audio signal is low frequency signal, okay, that I am communicating to you. So most of the speech energy is contained in the lower frequency. So we would like to encode the lower frequencies band with more bits, okay, than the higher frequency band. Subband coding is what? It is a method, okay, where the speech signal, जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, that is the speech signal, is subdivided into several frequency bands, and each band is digitally encoded separately. So what is the meaning of subband coding? Subband coding क्या है? For speech signal. So it is a method where a speech signal you have to subdivide it into several frequency bands, and each band digitally you have to encode it separately. This is the meaning of subband coding of speech. This is a very, very interesting area of research also. Okay. Now filter banks. What are the filter banks? Multi-rate filters give a useful idea of filter bank without the filters. So filter bank is very, very important topic here. Okay. So the complete operation is based only on the upsampling and downsampling function. So filter bank is also depends upon the decimation and interpolation. So if you understand clearly decimation and interpolation, then you can understand all the aspects of your multi-rate digital signal, because all are related with the upsampling and downsampling. So similarly here filter bank you can say, so some downsampling, this is the downsampling is there and this is the upsampling is there, okay, that you can see here. Now the top branch in the diagram, top branch downsamples the analysis part and upsamples in reconstruction. So downsample shows the analysis part and upsampler in reconstruction. Similarly in bottom branch also there is the same operation, like top branch you can show represent downsampler, and low you can say upsampler shows the reconstruction, okay. So or you can say analysis and synthesis part, reconstruction means synthesis, banana. But bottom branch shows the delayed version of the signal, Z-1 that you can see in the diagram, delayed version here, this one, only delayed version of the this downsampling and upsampling. So you can say the top branch act as a low pass filter and bottom branch, bottom one act as a high pass filter, and generally you are balancing both one, like in modulation you are boosting up your frequency at the transmitter, then again you have to deboost your frequencies at the receiver and get the original signal. Similarly here low pass filter, high pass filter. The reverse process is done for the reconstruction of the signal. Both the streams are upsampled, but when adding together a delay is introduced. Okay. Now this is the what I told you, analysis and reconstruction or synthesis part. So under the decimation, if input signal is giving from here, what you do the analysis, okay, you do the some analysis, okay, under the decimation, and under the interpolation or upsampling you do the synthesis, and this input signal is divided into two parts, you can say top branch and bottom branch, but finally after synthesis it will add it together and generate the output signal. So in this structure a genuine filter of definite tapes before the downsampler on the analysis side and the after the M sampler, upsampler in synthesis. By appropriately choosing the filter coefficients, a very good decomposition can be achieved. So, this is the, you can say, the real block diagram of analysis and synthesis under the filter banks. Now, filter banks are used for performing the structure spectrum analysis and signal synthesis. And they are of two types, analysis filter bank and synthesis, because filter banks consist of two, process analysis synthesis. So, it can be divided into analysis filter banks and synthesis filter. Okay. So, analysis filter bank consists of set of filter of HKZ arranged in a parallel bank, and frequency character response characteristic of this filter bank split into the corresponding number of subbands, because we have to divide into the subbands also. So, this is the, you can say, the description of this, and that description you can understand from this diagram. This diagram consists of analysis and synthesis. So, this shows the analysis and this shows the synthesis. So, initially if input is given here, then it is what? Divided into subband parts, some parts here, you can say subbanding here. So, the digital filter bank can be represented as a set of digital band sparse filters that can have either a common input or a summed output. So, here what you can see here common input is there, and this input will goes into these parts, and finally your output is added, and finally you will get the Y of M. It is summed up. Okay, that I write in my PPT. Okay. The signal X of N can be decomposed into a set of M subband signals. You are subbanding your original signal X of N. Okay. Subband signal Vk with M band analysis filter bank. Okay. And each subband signal Vk occupies a portion of the original frequency band by filtering processing done with subband filters Hkz called the analysis filter. Okay. So, here you can see in the diagram what this Vk, V0n, V1n, V2n from the H0z, H1z, Hm up to the Hm minus 1z, if you are using the M, total M here. Okay. And it will go to another filters here, okay, in under the synthesis part. So, here now similarly subband signal Vk which belongs to contiguous frequency band can be combined to get Y of N by means of the synthesis filter banks. This can be done by combining various synthesis filter with the system functions. Okay. So, these are combinedly goes to these filters consisting of the function of A0z, A1z, Akz, you can say, if this is the step of capital L. So, 0 to L minus 1, and all are combined through the adder, summed up, and generate the final signal Y of N. So, that is why we are calling this is the analysis part. You are dividing your input signal into subcategories, analyze them, then collecting, you are collecting these, and you are adding all the terms into single point or reconstructing your signal here. That is why I am calling this is synthesis part, and generate the final Y of N here. Now, these are my references. Okay. So, filter banks are very important in our multi-rate digital signal processing. It shows the practical application of this multi-rate digital signal processing. Okay, why we are decimating this? Because you have to analysis and synthesis here do. Okay. So, this is the practical aspects of filter banks that you can use under the multi-rate digital signal processing. Thank you very much. Goodbye.